sometimes a question I get is if John A., if you were the head of marketing, how would you go about optimizing your media plan for profit? I think it's a really valid question. It's one that we can dig into. First is to define that KPI. What do I mean by profit? And in finance, the term that we're talking about is marketing's contribution to profit. And it's defined as your revenue times your profit margin minus your expenses for paid media, right? That's going to give you a metric that's a function of revenue, your profit margin, and then how much you're spending. And as you spend more and more on marketing, and we all feel that phenomena of saturation, that's what we're trying to capture with this. And it turns out that profit can be plotted. And quite often these profit curves have an inflection point, right? They're kind of an upside down U. What that means is there could be, in order to optimize for profit, there could be channels where we're over here on this curve. And by spending more, we can continue to increase the profit. And there could be other channels, and this is the definition graphically of saturation, where some of the more recent levels of spend, while they do increase the revenue, they're not doing it efficiently, right? We've become inefficient, or we've become saturated, or some say past the point of diminishing returns. In those conditions, we can actually increase our profit by spending less. The question becomes, for each and every one of our channels, what condition are we under? Are we leaving money on the table like we are over here? Or are we saturated and that there are areas of the spend, not the whole channel, we're not going to punish the whole channel. Are there portions of the spend that need to be corrected, or do we need to bring it back? So doing this for each and every one of your channels does set you up to optimize for profit. I'll say that this point that's highlighted in purple, I like to refer to this as the textbook maximum profit. Because if you look at this graph, there's several points here, all this whole region, where while the profits are not identical, they're very, very close to one another. So the whole point of LiftLab is to help marketers understand these trade-offs. Would I be willing to give up a little bit of profit here in order to get the extra revenue? Well, that's not a decision that LiftLab can make. It's one that we can present the information to marketers and let them take advantage of it when they're making their weekly optimizations. And then what we've also seen customers experience is, hey, well, now that I've optimized for this profit, am I done? And the answer to that is no. The changes each week in the price of media, namely in CPCs and CPMs, will shift these curves around. Maybe my maximum profit moves to the right, or maybe it moves to the left a little bit, as well as changes in response rate. If you've had a bunch of the audience that you were privy to kind of get bought up in the auction by a competitor, right? That could decrease the quality of that media and then shift that profit curve over to the left. So it's an ongoing opportunity to optimize. You're never done optimizing. But it is really heartwarming to watch new brands to LiftLab identify these areas to double or triple their spend, or, of course, in the case where they need to cut their spend back in order to increase their profit.